Hi guys, if you're watching this video, you probably know what the Fujifilm X100 is, and you probably want one. The Fujifilm X100 became a very hyped camera in social media. Sometimes it feels like it's the only camera you have to own to do street photography. Very often the need for this camera is more a fashion statement, pass me this term, than everything else. At the same time, it's also a very expensive camera. Buying it means to invest a lot of money in a tool that in the end takes photos. It is for sure an amazing camera, specs-wise, and also it makes it very desirable because it reminds of an old rangefinder camera. If your main goal is to have a small portable camera to shoot street photography and casual everyday photos, you can find some cheaper alternatives that can make you happy, and also your wallet will be happier. For starter, you can get an older version of the X100VI. You can get the X100V or the X100F. Depending on your needs, the improvements of the latest model are not so important, so you can go with the oldest model. The new model has a bigger sensor, 40 megapixels, and IBIS. If you just want a small camera to do some street photography, you can just go with the older models and you will be happy. The Fujifilm X-E4, it's a very similar camera to the X100. It doesn't have the optical viewfinder, but as a size is very similar. You can use it with a pancake lens, the 27mm Fuji, or also other alternatives like the TT Artisan 27 or the Fujifilm 18mm. There are also pancake lenses. The Fujifilm X-E32, also the version 1, with the same pancake lens as I said before. The Nikon ZF-C, that it's a APS-C sensor camera like the previous one. You can use this one with the pancake lenses that Nikon has, the 28mm or 40mm, or also the 26mm. Then there is also another option. You can go to the Micro Four Third and get a very small camera with amazing lenses and perfect for doing street photography. For example, the Olympus Pen F with pancake lenses that you can get from Olympus or Panasonic. They are interchangeable. You can get a very small street kit. For example, here there is the Pen F with the 70mm f1.8. Another solution is the Panasonic GX80 with pancake lenses. For example, this zoom lens is very small, it's not so bad in quality. You can also get some pancakes like the 20mm Panasonic f1.7. And last but not least, the only full frame camera I feel like I need to suggest you, the Sony A7C. You can use it with pancake lenses. There are a lot in Sony, but also in the third-party producers that do pancake lenses for Sony, like Samyang, also TT Artisan, 7 Artisans. A lot of producers now are doing small lenses to go with the smaller bodies, full frame. So I feel like suggesting this to you because it's cheaper and it's very good. You can also go with the Sony A7C too, but it's more expensive and the body size is quite the same. So let's take a look a bit to the sizes, because in the middle you can see the X100VI, and as you can see, even if it has an APS-C sensor, it's smaller than the Pen F, and it's smaller also of the GX80 of Panasonic. So the Panasonic and the Olympus have the Micro Four Third sensor. So in this case, you need to decide which one has the better handling for you, the better buttons. But for me, in this case, You have a wide range of options, because with the other two you can switch lenses and it's more flexible. Let's move on to see how the X100VI compares to the other ones. So here the only one that is Micro Four Thirds is the Olympus. Then we have the Fuji, and it's the APS-C, and then the XC30 that it's also an APS-C, and it's the smaller of the three. Then this comparison, we have the XC30, the Nikon ZF-C, and the Sony A7C. As you can see, the Nikon is the biggest of the three, even if it has an APS-C sensor. So in this case I would just go with the XC30 or the Sony A7C, just because it has a bigger sensor, it has a better low light performance. You have a wide range of lenses in which you can just find the perfect lens for you. And last, the Fuji comparison. We have here the XC30, the X100 and the XC4. The XT30 is the smallest of the three. The Fuji X100 and the XC4 are more similar in size and how the body is built. As you can see, the XC30 has an EVF central in the camera, and the other two have it on the left, like a rangefinder style. Here the big difference is that the X100 has a fixed 23mm lens, and with the other two you can switch lenses, you can choose the lens you prefer, so they are more flexible. In this case it all comes down to you, to your personal preference. In my case I just prefer the X100V just as a single camera. You take and go out, you go in vacation and that's it. Or the XC30 because it's small, has a better grip, and in the end the image quality is totally the same, so it's just my preference.